My name's host Eric. Welcome to the penultimate night of International Emo Week, sometimes called Feelings Week, depending on your culture of origin. Um, I was perhaps lulled into a false sense of security in that I was feeling like International Feelings Week might be more or less drawing to a close, even though I knew it lasts all the way till tomorrow night. And I had some feelings earlier. I had some sad feelings of bad memories from my childhood. I realized it's not just recent stuff that gets processed in International Feelings Week. It's also older stuff too. So, I processed those feelings a bit. I did a little purposeful prayer, which is to say, oh, let's see if I can attain some absolution for my childhood wrongdoings. Um. Anyway, I was also struck by the notion as I was thinking about maybe watching the San Jose Sharks game. I was struck by the notion that one way to tell an actual NE-DOM live streamer like me or an ENTP live streamer like me versus an SE streamer like, say, Club ENTP is he probably streams when he wants to do something or makes videos when he wants to do something. I stream when I don't want to do something. When I don't feel like doing things, I stream. I think that's a good distinction to make, right? If you stream because you want to do something, well, you might be an SE Dom. Heart to you too, Boba Fett. Heart to you too. 100. 100. I did see as I was going live at Flow State's live now. He probably wanted to do something. Not so much me. SE Doms, they live stream when they want to do something. Eric, he live streams when he does not want to do anything. And this is one of those instances. I'm not denigrating Flow State Stream at all. If you prefer to go there, that's fine. You know me, I can always talk blindly to a camera. No cute Wamazon on. Total sausage fest over there. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You don't want to take a trip to the bratwurst factory, do you? Who would want to do that? Only somebody who works in the bratwurst industry probably would want to do that. I love you too, Rachel. If you'd like to, I don't know if you're clad in clothes or not, but if you'd like to get up, we could do this blind box opening that we're going to do. So Rachel got what she calls a blind box. It's got something in it, but we don't know which one. So if she feels like getting up and doing that, we can do that now. Or if she wants to stay in bed and not do that, we could do it on a different stream. Either way. Doesn't make a lot of difference to me. I got on my boxer trunks, so I'm going to have to be careful. All right. Rachel, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, sure, we could do it together.
Oh, here.
Alright.
You need some scissors or something?
I think so.
Alright, let me use some scissors. This bong, by the way, is fantastic.
Oh,
Try it out.
good.
I really like it. It's even better than the other bong. It's good, huh?
It is good. It pulls really good. Okay.
We're gonna do a blind box opening.
So these are the ones that we can get.
And these are the possible ones that might be in the blind box.
They already have names, but we'll see.
I don't necessarily agree with their names, though.
Right. Oh, thanks, Winston's mom.
Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular ones plus Secret Critter. Maybe we'll get Secret Critter.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, how cute! We got a little husky.
We got a little dog that goes along with Cunningham, I guess.
Yeah.
Then we got Amber.
Yep.
Well, it's pretty good. Your boxers are cute and I look geekily adorable. I need to put some modesty pants on. That's what I need to do. I didn't think about it before starting the stream.
What is this?
That's
Skirt?
just dress.
Oh.
It has a little dress. You can look at the picture to see how it was supposed to look.
Okay.
So, I know someone who has huskies in here in the tropics. Open the fridge and go to sleep outside. Well, at least they care about their dog a lot. I'll let you struggle with that for a bit. I'm gonna go and smoke a cigarette while Rachel struggles with that. Well, here's what happened to our ball of yarn. It's just a piece of string on the floor now. So I didn't expect to be having a super long stream. Basically just killing time until I go to bed. I'm really being avoidant of everything right now, which kind of sucks ass, but it's just how it is. But we're very proud of ourselves for today. We got the new tire on the car. The guy at the tire store, the auto shop place, was wonderful. He was a classic, excellent Mariposa version of the world. The whole job, getting the wheel put on, the new tire put on, the tires rotated or whatever, it cost, including the tire, less than $300, which I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. It took him half an hour to do the whole thing, and he could not be any more efficient. This guy is on top of his shit, let me tell you. This, whatever that place is called, Sierra Motors or Sierra Auto Fixing Place, I highly, highly recommend it. Like, just go with it, Winston's mom. Just go with it, okay? Lots of magical things happen in India. Like, there's this one famous story of this one girl who claimed to be reincarnated, like, at a young age, and talked about her husband from another village, etc., etc. And Mahatma Gandhi himself declared, this is legitimate. This is a real reincarnation.
What are you gonna name her?
I don't know. Let's let a name occur naturally. Oh,
Good catch.
thanks. She's very sparkle core.
She's very sparkle core.
She's got a love wand of some sort.
Yep.
And what's this part?
I don't know. I saw it was around her arm, but I'm not sure what it's for.
It's her pink lasso. It forces people to tell the truth.
Yeah. That's her special power.
Yeah, same as Wonder Woman. I know those neighbors are loud, well, especially that lady. That's possible, Winston's mom. Are you saying Mahatma Gandhi was wrong? Heaven forbid.
I love you.
I love you. You going back to bed?
I think so. I'm gonna listen from there.
Cool, sounds great. So thank you for coming and opening that.
Of course, I really wanted to. Here comes trouble.
Okay. Or it could be that they're really reincarnated, okay? Because listen, I've been watching this show called Unexplained with William Shatner. And it talks about things that are unexplained. Like how people get a transplanted organ and suddenly they can speak Spanish. Or some such stuff, you know. They develop a sudden hobby in woodworking and later find out that their organ donor was a woodworker. Stuff like that. Isn't that weird? I wonder if it's true. Probably not. Well, Rachel likes them, you know. You're gonna get something, but you don't know which one you're gonna get. That's very any absolute value fifth, I think. So anyway, you know, Rachel and I try not to um, Rachel and I try to step on each other's S's. You know, buying little things is soothing for Rachel. She finds it satisfying. So, who am I to say she shouldn't do that? Meanwhile, I don't like having my SE or SI pressed on. If I want to sleep, I want to sleep, and that's it. If I'm hungry, I need to eat now, and that's it. And then same with my SE. It's like, I know I said we were going to do this today, but I don't feel like it anymore. Rachel and I both embrace that notion of let's not step on each other's S's at all. Yeah, I don't object to it at all. It's like, if it gives Rachel pleasure, it's cheap enough, you know. Good job for them making something that Rachel enjoys. Now that we've done some formal budgeting, I don't really worry about money or Rachel buying too much stuff or whatever anymore. You know, because it wasn't until like a couple months ago that we said, okay, we have this much to spend a month, you have this much to spend on random girl shit, etc. So now that we've done that, I don't worry about money, really. Yeah, I agree with that notion that we have to give. No, you're not a loser for liking it at all. That's the whole point of this, Rachel, is you're not a loser at all. You know, it's like somebody might call me a loser for, I don't know, any number of things. Let me count the ways. Let me count the ways. But that's the point, is they're one of the reasons why you and I have such a wonderful relationship is that we try not to step on each other's S's or fourth or eighth. That's the thing you're doing. You're buying some little thing that makes you happy to buy it. You should do that, you know? Yeah, and Winston's mom was right about that. To be to live free and happy, you have to have some of your own accountable to no one else fun money. It's hard to get to that state of being. Most people don't get there, but as long as you have things structured well for with a long term perspective in mind, like we do now, then you don't really have to worry about it. It's like before I was fretful about money because I really didn't have any idea how much money we were spending. It's like I wasn't keeping track of things. Now that we've decided on this monthly thing, um, makes it a lot easier for me to feel comfortable about money in general. So I was glad to hear that information, by the way, Winston's mom. Probabilistic? How do you say that word? Probabilistic selling? Creating an artificial bit of like, hey, maybe you'll get lucky and get the rare one, the mystery one. You know, it already makes me want to buy another one of those things. I can see if I can get the mystery one. which of course is idiotic because I don't really care, you know. Well, it's just, the reality is life in these United States today is very expensive. And just like going to the grocery store is expensive. Um, just like paying the bills is expensive. And let's not, don't encourage this. Let's not start going crazy with mystery boxes. Um, but I mean, in general, I don't really like objects. So, you know, as soon as you open a mystery box, it just becomes an object. Rachel can do whatever she wants with her money. I don't care. From what I can tell, she gets a lot. She likes to get a lot of little things instead of one big thing. Like a lot of little makeups or whatever. And Rachel being happy makes me happy. It's like as long as Rachel's happy in life, in general, I'm good. Except for International Emo Week. This has been a terrible week of emotions. It's not a terrible week because I feel like it's been a very good week for processing stuff. Maybe maybe breaking some curses and maybe actually moving past some stuff. So yeah, Rachel likes to play makeup. And it makes me so happy that we have the big mirror from my parents' house that just pointlessly sat on the wall for years and years and years. And now it's getting used every day by Rachel. She can look at herself, she can try on her different clothes, she can try her different makeups on, and just look at herself in that mirror. It makes me feel happy to know that she's got such a good room for her. It's a nice big room. It's got a big mirror. She's got a big bed. She's got a little fireplace to put things on top of. And she's got nice windows that she could look out of anytime she wants to. She can open them up, get natural light during the day. And I think she likes her room. I like to think of her up there listening to her kinds of YouTube that she likes to listen to, playing with makeup, sitting in front of the mirror. And just being happy, and not being bothered by anybody. Just being able to do whatever she wants. Like there were a couple of times this week during emo week when Rachel got up and I had stormy face. Stormy face is something that happens when I'm feeling FI emotions, especially strong feelings about Rachel, which sometimes manifest as like weird jealousy things, but I'm not really feeling that anymore right now. I'm just feeling like love, affection, and a sense of satisfaction that she gets everything she deserves. You know, she deserves to just be able to be herself without people busting her ass about it all the time. She's such a wonderful lady. And I love her so much with all of my heart. I think tomorrow we're gonna go and do something really coupley. It's gonna be really romantic. I think we're gonna go get lab work done together. Yeah. There's nothing more romantic than getting lab work done together. I don't think I feel like I am anymore so much. But this week's been very impactful on me. Um, I don't feel quite so insecure. But I'm human, and Kimberly spent 2 years trying to make me feel as insecure as possible. And I never really processed that until this week. So trauma induces damage. It has to get dealt with in some way at some point. It's true for everybody. It's more true, I think, for SI people than it is for NI people. One of the least productive sentences ever. Don't be an insecure little shit. That's like, oh, how helpful. How unbelievably helpful that is. What are you, an ESTP, Boba Fett? Are you talking about the fasting thing? Well, look, knowing us, we're not going into town any sooner than noon, right? So the point is, you can drink it till midnight. Like you can eat and drink till midnight. It's supposed to be 12 hours before we actually get our labs. Probably till 1 in the morning because we're probably not actually going to get our blood taken till 1 in the afternoon. It's walk-in. We can't make any appointments, so we're just going to go when we go, which is probably going to be no earlier than noon. So you just got to do 12 hours, right? It's like if you think we're going to get up at 9 in the morning and go to town and do this, well, you're probably thinking wrong. It seems unlikely. I know that I'm going to have to go to sleep here at some point. Then I have to get up in the morning. I'm going to have to watch some cartoons. Then I may have to take another nap. Who knows when we're going to go? Okay. And, it's like, I won't eat anything, but I'll drink stuff anyway. Come on, morning. I'm not going to obey those rules. Otherwise, I'll just be like super starving and cranky. Anyway, if you're feeling emotions this week, just sit down and cry it out. Just have a good hard cry. It's the best thing for you. A lot of people think that, a lot of people, meaning Eric, has behaved most of his life as though you could just turn your attention to something else and those bad emotions would just be ignored away. You really can't ignore them away. You have to deal with them directly a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta sit down and give it a good hard boo hoo 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 hoo. Boo hoo hoo. If you don't feel like crying comes easily to you, then I'm with you. I know that I can't cry when I decide to cry. It just happens naturally. But I find it personally, and maybe it has to do with slots. I find it very well. It's going number 4. You know, it's going number 4. Going number 1 is pee. Going number 2 is poo. Going number 3 is coming. And going number 4 is crying. And you have to get all of those gross things out of your body, including what? Your feelings. And how do you get them out of your body? With tears. You cry them away. So, I think it's important to cry some. And then you feel better. It feels like you've had an internal rainstorm that's left everything nice and clean and brisk. So anyway, now that we know that people go 4 numbers, Boba Fett, that yes, it is numbered. Now that we know that people go 4 numbers, we can say, hey, number 4 is pretty important. We should go number 4 more often. I go number 4 a lot. I cry like every day, at least one time a day, or more times than that. Because anime makes me cry so much. And I do watch so much anime. And if the tears are streaming down my face, oh, it's such a beautiful cartoon. Like that. Yep. That's what I will say. Anyways, I've had a peaceful day compared to much the week prior. I feel pretty at peace right now. I might feel a little bit like making love. It is true that FI increases my horniness, approximately doubling it. From wanting to have sex every other day to wanting to have sex every single day. Which is really seems kind of like being a little bit too into sex to me, but what can I do? I love my wife so much. Well, I also feel tired after I cry, but it's a good tired. It's like I can rest now. Tired. I've rid myself of these poisonous feelings. You're a real man, Boba Fett. I'm just a baby, though. And what do babies do a lot? They cry a lot, just like me. All babies cry a lot. I cry a lot. Therefore, I'm a baby. Valid or invalid? Anybody have an answer for me? Anyway, one of Tiffany's main messages. No, that's invalid. Sorry, darling. It is true, but invalid. Right? All babies cry is true. I am a baby. Oh wait, that is valid. You're right. Is that what I said? I said all babies cry. I cry, therefore I'm a baby. I think is what I said. It is all those statements are true, but the reasoning is nevertheless invalid. Just because all babies cry and I cry doesn't mean I'm a baby. In this case, all babies cry, I cry, and I am a baby, but it's not deductively necessary, so it's not valid. That's something to remember about invalid things. Just because something is invalid doesn't mean it's not true. Or you got an extra premise in there, Winston's mom. It's all babies cry, I cry, therefore I'm a baby. I would not necessarily be a baby just because I cry. Some people who cry are not babies. Rachel's kind of more of like a teenage babysitter that I have sex with. I even forgot what I said when you said, "Well, so don't even worry about it." That's those syllogisms are easy enough to learn anyway. You display your TI third as a value all the time. It's only natural for an INFJ to be more intuitive than they are logical. You know, TI third is childlike. If you were to compare our FE and TI, well, my FE is like you might look at my decision or failure to get around to getting my teeth fixed as FE polar. It's about as poor an FE decision as one could make, but I'm not actually FE polar. So it's always possible to come up with examples of instances of like so third slot being childlike. It doesn't prove it's polar. The thing is, a lot of people don't encounter a lot of those kind of questions in life. And if you're not TI 1 or 2, it's not native. It's going to be shaped by your environment. You're going to get ENTPs who are a lot less abrasive or confrontational than me. Me? I'm not homeless. This is my home right here. I'm just outside. It's barely over 1 year, Winston's mom. My dad died in August of 2022. Yeah, I'm not stressed about it. I'm just pointing out that um, third slot manifests in a variety of different ways. I've said it for a long time. You know, like I can tell you if it's one or two, and I can tell you if it's polar. Everything else appears, it tests somewhere in between, you know. Let me look at what clothes I'm wearing. This brown jacket, which is fine, this Hawaiian shirt, and my boxer trunks, which is this boxers that I have that are kind of like swim trunks. I rarely think of what I'm wearing, but I do sometimes. If we're going out to dinner or something, I'll be like, oh, let me change into something so I look a little bit more like, so you don't look so much nicer than me, and it should make me look like I'm not doing a good job of matching up with my partners, you know, trying to look good. So if we go out to a nice dinner, I'll usually put on, you know, nice kind of modesty pants like jeans or something, and a cool shirt and a hat. So that I look like I match Rachel, because Rachel always looks good, you know. Meow. You the guy that played the guitar in Hollywood? I'm not in Hollywood. I'm in Mariposa, which is quite some distance from Hollywood. I did used to live in Los Angeles, but I didn't live in Hollywood. There's a two cat shot for you. You rarely get the two cat. That's a nice two cat shot, huh? Double the cat. For exactly the same price, you're getting double the cat. Oh, not anymore, though. Now the cat wants to go outside. She likes around this time to catch a mouse and bring it inside. That's what she's trying to do right now, I guarantee you. Will she be successful? She seems to be successful about every other day. At some point, presumably, she'll diminish the mouse population. I don't know. Now, obviously, I don't like it, but what are you going to do? Cats are going to be cats, you know. You can't tell them stop killing mice. They think they're doing a good thing. I think they're doing you a favor. But I don't like them killing things, you know. And also, I just can't stop them. I'm not a super powered hero with the power to stop cats from killing things. I'd need incredible superpowers to make that happen. Oi. Let me look at some of these comments here. I'll have to scroll up using the mouse. Hi, Karmatum. I think our second slot, the companion function in charge of perceiving and or judging how one should dress. I don't really make a decision. I just put on whatever. If I go out, I might note before I go out, okay, I look ridiculous with what I'm wearing. Let me change something. Or sometimes I might not, you know. I have enough awareness of it that I change how I look sometimes, but if you were to sort of evaluate me overall on FE, you'd have to pay attention to things other than the most obvious cues, you know? This new bong is great. I'm really happy with it. Does anybody recognize this lady? Is this some sort of character, or is it just a random lady? I hope it's just a random lady. Is that how she pays her rent? Who? Who are you talking about? That's why we should all just be nudists so we don't have to worry about it. Oh, the kitty catching mice. Yeah, I think probably that's what she thinks is that's how she pays her rent. And we get paid in not just mice but also lizards, plus one time horribly a baby quail. That was the worst one of all. Yeah, but anyway, if this is not a known character, I really appreciate that. Then I can just sort of name her and have her talk and stuff. Her head turns, as you see. But the reason this is a great bong is because it's it holds it's got quite a bit of water in it, but it doesn't kiss you at all because of this thing, I guess. It's glass underneath, but it's got this covering around it. You could take it off if you wanted to. But it's protective, right? Like if it falls over, it's less likely to break because it's uh Liquila is a rectangular hand-woven shoulder cloth worn by Quichua women of the Andes region in Bolivia. Well, explaining what it means to be defined by two requires us to explain how it defines, limits, constrains our usage of the ones that aren't it. So in other words, slots are the best way to organize our thoughts regarding a person being defined by their two dominant functions, right? So it's it's a it's like an irrational number in math. You need it to do something else, even though it's not really a number. Yeah, one and two determine the rest. And it's like everybody has at least machine code ability on all of the functions. It's like you might it's easy to see instances of NI blind spot, but it's still also going to be possible for you to see instances of them using what appears to be introverted intuition to come to a single conclusion about something. Um, you can point to being with Kimberly for 2 years, getting kicked in the FI nuts continually as an example of FI polar. But then you could say, you look at my current relationship and say, um, and say, wow, he's in such a healthy relationship. His FI must be really good. He seems to really love his wife a lot, etc. So that's why it's difficult to point to examples of things and find them informative about type because it's almost always going to be possible to find examples to that are consistent or inconsistent with a given type. If you if you overweight certain things, well, it's like the art of typing is the art of not overweighting the wrong things, of knowing what's definitive and what's just indicative and what's misleading. That's why it's not quite a science, you know? We don't have enough definitive things that you can say, no need to test further. This x ray clearly shows your arm is broken. We need more of those things, you know? So, anyway, I guess I'm going to wrap it up now. Been about an hour. I know it's a short stream. I just wanted to be here for a little while tonight to shepherd you through the final Thursday, the penultimate day of International Emo Week. Uh, and to remind everybody as well that Johnny got nominated for a Grammy, much to my surprise. And if there's any justice in the world, he will win that Grammy. Hopefully it's for Best New Artist. Well, remember, Boba Fett, I said I was leaving earlier like 3 times. I still continue streaming for like another hour after I said I was leaving. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to do, you know? I might continue streaming for a little while longer. The GABA pens are kind of kicking in. I'm feeling pretty sleepy. I kind of want to go, like, not even necessarily have sexual intercourse, but just go hug and kiss my wife. Because she's a beautiful angel, beautiful darling, beautiful, wonderful lady. I don't have any Adderall of any sort, Boba Fett. I've been streaming my ass off lately, but I've not been on any amphetamines. What do you guys think about that? You take them, well, yeah, you just take them. You don't gotta tell me nothing, Rachel. I'll still tell you though when I take yours. Don't worry about it. But as far as the GABA pens go, you just help yourself, little darling. You make me such a better person than I am without you. Woohoo! Hi, where am I? You are in Talking with Famous People's loving grasp, okay? They're not really downer pills. They treat your GABA, they treat your GABA pen. They treat your neuropathy if you have it. Although Rachel and I both agree that at this point it's not that effective on the neuropathy. It only sort of makes me sleepy. Only, like, you know, I took them quite some time ago. Then I watched some TV, and then I'm still live streaming, you know. How do I feel about Oregon declaring war on Idaho? I'm against it. I'm very much against it. Hi, Lou. Welcome to the stream. You know, when new people pop in and interesting things get said, then all of a sudden you drag me back in. And, you know, at a certain point, I'll start thinking, Well, it's time for another cigarette. I might as well go have a cigarette before I end this. And then somebody says something interesting, and I start replying to that. So it may be a while that I stream. It could be 10 minutes, could be 15 minutes. You could even be looking at 20 more minutes of live stream. Boba Fett says, I have it on mute for now. Flow state streams can be a bit hit or miss for me. Well, Boba Fett, you were indicating earlier today that before you're willing to like this live stream, I have to make it worthy of your thumbs up. So I know that I'm hit and miss too, obviously. Hopefully tonight, I'm at least getting like legging out an infield single. That's all I can hope to do. I don't think you can hope for a home run tonight, but I might be able to leg out an infield single. Will you be going to watch the Friday Night at Freddy's movie in theaters? Jack Black famously said, Five Night at Freddy's, that's where I want to be. The five Nights at Freddy's? Is that what it's called? Well, I love that song by the Living Tombstone. You know what I'm talking about? It's been so long since last I seen my grandma to that monster, the man behind the slaughter. Meow 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 meow. That's a good song. Funk music is underrated. Do you agree? Well, it depends on the funk. You know, if you talk about something like the Meters, which is pretty damn funky, I enjoy the funk, but it still just kind of like turns into background music because it doesn't really do a lot. Of songs tend to be a little too long. What I like is great tracks, whatever kind of music it is. I'm a huge Johnny fan. And in fact, Rachel and I went to the show to see him in San Luis Obispo, and I got this wonderful signed keychain. I don't like Jamiroquai. No, I don't like that band. Johnny Bravo? No. Johnny like this. Jawny. Look it up on YouTube and enjoy the finest music that music has to offer. Why don't you give that a try? Why don't you put on those bun huggers and see how they fit, huh? Let me tell you, you'll enjoy it a lot and you'll say, wow, this is really good. Eric was right. That's what you'll say. You should stop watching this stream right now and go listen to Johnny. What are you doing wasting your time here? Oh, very well, everyone. I will go smoke another cigarette. Now, I mean, some people might point to the brothers Johnson and say, get the funk out my face. Get the funk out my face. Or get the funk out my face. Get the funk out my face. And that's true. That's a good song. Some people might point to Parliament Funkadelic. There's a real kind of thing going down, getting down. Got a whole lot of rhythm going down. We want the funk. Gotta have the funk. Yeah, we want the funk. Give us the funk. Gonna turn this mother out. Bootsy Collins was quite a character. Boy Scout's great, but I wouldn't start somebody on it. Start with something easy like Honey Pie, which is very funky and is immediately likable. Well, that's because you're not as correct about music as I am. It's not your fault. You're not alone. In that regard, the vast majority of the population is right there with you. But I, in contrast, can recognize generation level brilliance when I see it. And I like to be right on the cutting edge, right on the curve, surfing it. Surfing the curve like Burfing the Curve. Burfing the Curve was a famous curve surfer from the 1800s. Burfing the Curve. If you love Burfing the Curve, you're going to love surfing the curve. Well, you're wrong about that, Boba Fett. Maybe you've been meta-castrated, and that's why it doesn't grab you by the meta nuts. That seems a much more likely explanation than I'm wrong about it. I really like I've got rubber bands on my hands. I'm pushing six in my pants. I spent about half my advance just trying to get you. You taste like warm apple pie. You say you're single, you lie. I saw them texts from that guy, man. Whatever. Oops. Well, one could do an accounting of it, but what would be the point? People would just still disagree. It's holistic, irreducible, so I cannot prove I am correct. Though history shall. I'm not dumb enough to point out you hate the Beatles too, by the way. Well, Rachel sums it up best. It's clear now that you have terrible taste. I'm a Boy Scout for your love. Rarely does Rachel just bust out the hammer of truth like that, but you, you, you spoke ill of her beloved Beatles, and I don't think that's gonna go well. Thrash, like like that. Well, I wish I was better at music, but I just have to put up with being me, which is to say, pretty good, you know? Pretty good's pretty good. That's better than terrible. Most things are terrible. Pretty good's a pretty high bar to reach, actually, when your taste is as exquisite as my own.
Yeah, why don't you come with me, Trouble?
Rachel's doing what I might do in a little bit. She may have just inspired my coming behavior. It is emo week. It's so appropriate for emo week. You know what's super appropriate for emo week, Rachel? She can't hear me. She's meowing too much as a cat. Well, anyway, I might just partake in that same activity. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do it. I'm going to take you with me into the kitchen. And we're going to play Emo Week Stereotype. All right? I'm going to play Emo Week Stereotype right now.
Oh no.
Boom. Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream. And there's no reason to put it in a bowl or anything.
No?
Rachel and I can eat out of the same ice cream, no problem.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've heard, but we're married. Excuse me, darling.
We are.
I can get one of these silver spoons from the drawer. I love the fact that we actually use the silver. This family silver has been in my life for my entire life. I have never once seen it used for anything till we got it. It's just our forks and knives and spoons. Why would you have it and not use it as your forks and knives and spoons? Why bother having it at all? The reason it's good to eat off of silverware, because silver that's good. It's because silver resists like germs and stuff. So isn't that interesting that this was my grandmother's silver, it was my parents' silver, and I never saw them use it for anything. Well, this is emo week, Lou. What is the traditional stereotype of particularly ladies being emo? They eat ice cream out of a pint. It's actually Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream. This is the best flavor of Haagen-Dazs. This is the best coffee ice cream there is. I've been eating this since I was a kid. I'd go home after school. I just get one of these out of the freezer, eat like half the thing every day. They're so good. You can't have coffee ice cream trouble. Kitties shouldn't eat coffee. Well, I like the fact that there's nothing in this. It's just smooth, creamy ice cream. I feel like a world champion of majesty eating this Haagen-Dazs ice cream. You know that one of these things in China is like $20 US? And you get it from a special stand in the fanciest store in Shanghai. And they pack it in a little package with on top of it, they put a piece of dry ice. What do you think about that? took my bag of smoking ice cream with me on the subway back to my apartment. Probably actually with my groceries, I might. That's the kind of situation where I might have taken a cab back from the store to my apartment because it was pretty close. It wouldn't cost that much. Cabs are pretty cheap there. If I had bags with me, and the subway was a big hassle, so I probably took a cab. Did I type police happy camera? We haven't type policed anybody yet, but we will do that, okay? We will. Just wait for me to get amphetamines, okay? We've got a lot to do. Right now it's still emo week. Your job on emo week is to have a little bit of ice cream. Just straight from the pint like this. Good ice cream. Especially if you have, like I do, a strong SI connection with this particular ice cream, which tastes exactly the same as it's always tasted. Not really any point in getting some other kind of ice cream except Haagen-Dazs coffee, and I also like, and Rachel likes Haagen-Dazs strawberry. But this is the first time we've gotten ice cream since we've been here. Why? Well, this is our first International Emo Week. So, we waited. This is the eve of what's sometimes called Sunset Friday. Sunset Friday is the extra day that's tacked on to Emo Week because Emo Week's irrational, so it has 8 days in it. So Emo Week doesn't end until tomorrow night at midnight. That's why they call this Sunset Friday Eve. The Mogolak people used to say that if you rub durian fruit on your genitals, it'll keep away demons. They went extinct because nobody mated. Okay, now I'm going to return the ice cream to the freezer. You can enjoy this activity. Watch. There. Right now, as she hears the spoon go into the glass in there, she's thinking, oh, I have to empty this dishwasher. But really, she might get lucky, and maybe tomorrow morning, if I feel like continuing to procrastinate on my chores, maybe I'll empty the dishwasher for her. Well, maybe not. You know, we'll just have to see. She just goes like, "Well, the sink's not that full of dishes yet. It's fine. I'll just get it before the sink's completely overflowing with dishes." Durian fruit was a plot point, huh? Well, good for durian fruit. So as you can see, I'm going around locking up, shutting down the lights, turning off bananas, stopping all the fights. Looking over here, lock it up so tight. Then I'll go to bed on this Thursday night. That's my poem. I hope you enjoyed it. At a factor of 10 enjoyment. If you enjoyed it at less than a factor of 10, please leave a hateful comment. Okay, now the last room is back into the living room. Here's a question for you. What do you guys think? Where should I leave my glasses? Should I just leave them right here next to the bong? It's probably the safest place. Should be able to find them easily enough that way. Especially now that I've spoken about it. They're right there on the bong, see? I don't know if you can see or not. Right here. So now I should remember where they are in the morning. They're on the bong. If I forget in the morning and say, "Where are my glasses?" Just remind me. Be a nice ENTP. Don't be, I can't see what it says because it's behind the heart. Don't be a P something ENTP. Pushy, pulverizing, panicked, persimmon, pituitary, pirate. I don't know what it says. I'll have to push something to make it so I can see what it says. A POS. Oh. No, it's piece of something. Okay. I don't mean to be a piece of something, ENTP Bubble Pet, but I also have to deal with emo week. And right now I'm feeling pretty emo. I'm feeling emo towards my beautiful darling wife, whom I love so much. And so in the name of emo week and Sunset Friday Eve, I bid you all a very fond, heartfeltly fond adieu. Wish you all the best today and tomorrow as we get through together this week of FI. Thanks for being here. All the moistness of the world upon you.